For those of you out there who have requested this video time and time again, this one's for you. Before we start the tutorial, I will need you to do one thing for me. Please pay attention and move to the beat, as I will be dancing around certain topics, terms, and specific instructions. I'm only doing that because I know that YouTube doesn't like certain things being encouraged or taught on their platform. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just playing by the rules now, alright? So do your best to play back the video as much as possible, because sometimes I might sound vague, but like I said, there's text if you need it. First things first, you will need these 4 apps that you see on the left of my screen on the iPhone. From left to right, those apps are IRAR. That is a unarchiver, and in simple terms, all it does is remove files from the base format that you might get them in so that you can access them. The next app comes on the iPhone and it's called Files. All that is a file manager. So after you remove the files from the base format, you can then move them into different folders so that they can be read by the next app that you see on the screen. Now, I can't say what it is or what it does, but it's called PPSSPP, and if you know, you know. All right. The next app is called, come on, it's Discord, right? So we host a couple of files, namely the save file, so you can get all the characters, the cheats, and the textures, and more stuff, but you're only going to need the save file, the cheats, and the textures. So let me show you guys how to access that in the Discord. And I highly encourage that you join when you come over there for the files, because we have a beautiful emerging community. We do online competitive matches. I'm sure you didn't even know there was a thing like that right now. But yeah, the game is getting a lot of love right now, and it's just a great place to be. So join up if you want. If not, I'll show you guys how to grab the files and get on with your day. So it may be daunting when you get in here because we have 1,000,001 channels, but all you'll need to do is come here to resources, and up at the top should be the save file. Yep, grab that thing first. All right, this is going to unlock all the characters, and there's more files for the conquest mission and voice pack DLC. And I also believe there's another, I can't say the format because I don't know if that'll get the video taken down, but there's this. And this is a second version of the game, I guess you could say, that hosts a particular DLC character as well as multiplayer and some other stuff. You don't need this one. This one's optional, and if you want to play the character, sure, get it, but you don't need it. The only thing you'll need is the base experience. That's what I'll call it. And you can find the base experience in the releases channel. Up at the top, I believe you'll have textures and cheats. Grab that. Okay, you're gonna need that. That's going to give you the English texture patch from Hezi the Great so that you don't have to play the game in Japanese. Once you get those files downloaded to your device, we want to come over to the IRAR application, and we'll do this in the order of logic. And the first thing logic is telling me to do is get this ad off my screen. Okay, now the second thing is that we want to make sure we have this file here. If you sourced it from the internet through your own means, it might look like this. If you got it directly from the Discord channel, it'll potentially look like this. And this is what you want. This is essentially what it becomes once you extract it. And if it looks like that already in your device, don't worry, we'll move on to the next step. But if it looks like this one, you can just click on it, and as long as you're in the IRAR app, you'll get this option to click OK. And what that'll do is remove the files from that zipped up folder. It'll then look like this. You can copy this, but we won't do it in the IRAR app. We'll have to come back to the Files app. And once you get to the Files app, you'll see the folder somewhere in here, but it won't be in my reference folder. It'll actually be in the IRAR folder. How did I get there? So this is where I started. And if you hit back, and if you hit back, depending on where you are when you get into the app, all you want to find is the folder that looks just like the app. You go in there, and those are the files that you stored there or extracted there. And then you can find should be this one. There it is, and you see it because the PPSSPP application already knows what it is. Then if you hover over it and you click copy, you can then move it. Hold on. What do you know? Another PPSSPP folder. You go in there, you click on PSP, and you might have... Okay, so apparently I had to open the app for the first time to get all of the other folders to show up. But if you go into the game folder, which is preferably where I'd put mine, you can put it anywhere actually. Once it's in the game folder, the next thing you want to do is put the cheats there. If you go back to the IRAR application, you can go into the textures and cheats, and essentially what you would do is copy all of this, but I don't think we need all of these files. All we really need is the PSP folder. So I'll copy that. Hit back, hit back, hit back, PPSSPP, PSP. In fact, we'll go to PSP. You can press into the empty space, hit paste. They'll ask you if you want to overwrite. Now what this does is this takes the base Japanese game and overwrites it with all the textures and text files that are in English. Once again, shout out to Hezzy the Great for doing that. The save file, we cannot forget about the save file. That was the very first thing I encouraged you guys to get, so I will get it myself. Scroll up to the top of the resources channel, hit that link there, and you know what to do from here, right? Now that the cheats, textures, and the base experience are in the PPS's PP folder, it should be able to read those files as long as we know where the game is at and we load it correctly. If I open this application, it should take me to the root folder, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. We have made it, guys. This is the very last stretch of the tutorial. Now, if you're lost, don't worry, you're in the right place as long as you see this PSP folder. You want to give that a quick click, and as long as you see all these other folders, everything is loading up well so far. You hit the game folder, and if you remember correctly, you did put a file there and the emulator seems to read it. So you click on that and the textures will automatically load because you put them in the right place and it knows where to load them from. It should overwrite the Japanese. This, don't worry about it. That's only because the file I downloaded is slightly different from the one you'll find hosted in the Discord. Just go ahead and grab the one that's already there, right? If I skip around, you will see that everything is working okay though. Here we are. And I'll quickly load up into a training session just to show you guys controls and things are as they should be. And who do we want to play with? I mean, we have to play with Rukia. Rukia is like the mascot of my channel at this point. She's like my favorite character to play. And on mobile, even if I'm butchering a lot of combos at the moment, it shouldn't be too bad, right? It's just a tutorial. But who are we beating up on? We get to be a bully today. And I'm thinking, where's that guy that Soul was playing? He was doing some real work. He's over here somewhere, right? Ah, he's hiding like a little baby. It's okay. I'm not beating up on a woman. Toshiro, it's your time. Every dog has his day, yeah? Alright, what stage are we looking at? I think I like that one. Skip in there really quick. Once again, don't worry about that. That's only because the ISO that I'm using is slightly different from the one that they host in the Discord. And we feeling. Alright, things are actually pretty smooth. Now these aren't my controls, so I actually can't play with this, but just to show you the moves and things work. Cool. Yeah, pretty good. Hit a quick special if I can. Yeah, no, my fingers are too big. Never mind, alright, punish for the end of the video. I like that. Yeah, so pretty much everything is running. And I think I have all the characters, right? I didn't double check that. Yep, all the characters are there. Just make sure you put the save file in the save data folder. Make sure you put the textures in the textures folder. Make sure you put the cheats in the cheats folder. However, as long as you get the textures and cheats folder, those will already come in the right places. You just paste it in the PSP folder, and I'm just running through everything quickly so you remember. And you put the base experience file in the game folder, and you're pretty much set. Now, if you have any other issues, feel free to drop a comment. Head over to the Discord. Let me know. Let us know. We will be very happy to help you. And if you have questions on getting this up and running, as far as multiplayer or online matches are concerned, that is something we are exploring. And if we find a definitive way to get that running on the iPhone, I will definitely drop a video for that. But that has been it. This is Chenn, and I am out.